Hello, I'm the FanFic Critic. I read, you listen. Yeah, I know, the last time you guys saw me, I was having a bit of a crisis. But I can assure you, I am perfectly fine now. Okay, today's fanfic is called Doug Goes Gangster by J. Bitterman 2008. This is a Doug fanfic from, Nickelodeon's Doug, not Disney's Doug gag. This fanfic is rated M, it's in English, it's humor crime, and it has 3 reviews, and yes, I know what you guys are going to say. Hey, you already did a Doug fanfic. Well, you want to know what? I don't care! Deal with it! So there! So, let's read this sucker. It was a nice day in Bluffington. Not a cloud was in the sky. We zoom in on the funny home, where we find young Douglas in his room talking to himself. And yes, he would do this in the TV show. Dear Journal, yesterday scared the shit out of me. I never imagined that the Nickelodeon network could have violence. Until now. It all started yesterday in Mrs. Wingo's class. Mrs. Wingo. Okay, class. Today we're going to talk about the Mafia and their impact on popular culture. Doug to Skeeter. Man, this is going to be bad. Skeeter. Yeah, man. I know I sound like Mickey Mouse. Just deal with it. Roger loudly. Gee, Mrs. Wingo, I feel that the Mafia is an important subject. I know I'm mangling his voice, but I never liked his character, so deal with it. Wingo. Yes, Mr. Klotz, it is very important. Doug is walking home alone when Roger sneaks up on him. Okay. Weren't they at a classroom and now he's walking home? If you're going to be writing something that's set up like a script, have a transition! Because if you did that in movies, it would just make absolutely no sense. Well, okay, they kind of do it in movies, but still! This is just 1 minute they're in the classroom, the next minute, bloop! It's like, it's kind of set up like a soap opera scenes, Where, in a soap opera 1 minute, you're focusing on 2 characters in one room, the next minute you're focusing on 2 characters in another room. You don't do that in fanfics. Unless you're writing a fanfic about a soap opera. Which Doug is not a soap opera. Okay, let's continue. Roger. Hey, funny, over here. Doug. What? Roger. Shh, I have something to tell you that I can't tell anyone else but you. Doug. Me? No, the guy standing next to you. Of course you idiot. Roger. Yeah, funny. Doug. Well, what's wrong? Roger. I just saw my father murder somebody who owed him money. Okay. Doug. Wow, did you go to the cops? Roger. Are you crazy? I can't do that. He trusts me. And scene 1. Scene 2. Roger and Doug proceed back to the funny residence. They go to his empty living room to talk. Doug, voiceover. So it came to this. Roger actually likes me enough to confide in me. I don't know why. No one knows why. We're not going to explain that. We went back to my empty house to talk more. Doug, so Rog, what are you going to do? Roger, I'm going to keep it a secret, of course. You just told Doug about it, so it's not a secret anymore, you idiot. Doug, but you can't let him get off scot-free. Roger, good point, funny. Doug, how about we go to Bloatsburg? Doug's parents suddenly walk in. Well, I guess the house wasn't empty now, was it? Phil, Doug's dad. No shit! Did I hear Bloatsburg? Doug, yeah, Dad. Haha. Me and Roger are going to a Beats record signing there. Right, Rog? Bangs Roger in the elbow. Roger. Huh? I mean, yeah. Theta, Doug's mom. Really? Why don't we drive you there? Doug. No, Mom, it's not necessary. Roger. Gee, Mrs. Funny, that's a great idea, isn't it, Douglas? Doug. I guess so. Rolls eyes. Phil. Why don't you invite Skeeter? Doug. I guess we can. Fades to visual of Doug, Skeeter, and Roger being driven to Bloatsburg by Phil and Theta. Doug, voiceover. So the plan was to say we were getting dropped off at Beatnik's record shop, but we were really gonna walk to Roger's dad's house so we could get evidence of the murder. Phil, so mister, do you have enough to buy the new Beats album? Doug, of course, of course. Theta, have fun, kids. All kids, we will. We'll have fun getting killed. They get out of the car, and Doug's parents drive off. Roger, well, we're in Bloatsburg. Let's find my dad. They arrive at Mr. Klotz's residence. They walk in, only to see an FBI informant being shot in the head for giving them information. What? They walk in only to witness an FBI informant being shot in the head for giving them information? How? Okay, the sentence makes no sense. If they just walked in, the FBI informant couldn't have been giving them information. I mean, who was he giving information to? Was it supposed to be the kids? I'm assuming it's supposed to be the kids. The only information he could be giving them was him being shot in the head by Mr. Klotz. This sentence just makes no sense. Be more explanatory when you write these sentences. Don't just slap in a sentence that makes absolutely no sense, because that confuses the reader. Hello? Let's continue. Mr. Klotz. Fuck him. Mr. Klotz spots Roger and company. Roger. Dad? Mr. Klotz. Son? Who are they? Roger. They are my friends. Mr. Klotz. Well, they just wrote out their own death certificates. Pulls out a gun with a silencer. Gee, what a great way to scar a kid for life, father. Commercial break. Doug and Skeeter escape and run to the police, leaving just Roger and his dad. Oh gee, some friends they are. Doug, voiceover. Me and Skeeter managed to escape, running to the Bloatsburg police. Skeeter, there's the station, man! Doug, thank God. The boys enter the station. Doug, you gotta help us. Skeeter, yeah, this guy's trying to kill us. Mr. Klotz runs in and attacks them when the officers aren't watching. Hey, look over there, a plane, huh? Oh, where'd they go? Mr. Klotz, you little fucks, I'm gonna kill ya. Skeeter, please don't. Mr. Klotz, look what you made me do to my son. Points to Roger's dead body outside. So are we to assume that after he killed Roger, he dragged him along with him so he could show Doug and Skeeter that he killed his son? Unless, you know, Mr. Klotz lives right next door to the police station. Mr. Klotz, now I'm gonna get you. An officer appears to shoot Mr. Klotz in the back of his head. Doug, let's get out of here. Skeeter, yeah, man! End of series. What the Okay. First of all, the timeline made absolutely no sense. Second of all, I don't think anyone who is in the Mafia would be stupid enough to be killing people, you know, in broad daylight. Third of all, I don't think Mr. Klotz would kill his own son. He'd probably try to persuade him that what he's doing is right and stuff. The whole entire story was stupid. And the title of the story makes no sense. Doug Goes Gangster? It wasn't Doug who went gangster, it was Mr. Klotz who went gangster. Doug tried to stop a gangster. That should be the real title of the story. And the story being human crime, there's nothing funny about it. It was just bad. It should be called horrible crime or waste of time / crime. Because that's what this story was, a huge waste of time. I mean, one issue was, you know, 1 minute you're in a classroom and the next minute Doug's walking down the street. They should have had a transition there. And then, you know, them dragging Skeeter along. Gee, and then the whole part where Skeeter and Doug pretty much abandon Roger so they can save their own asses. It was just stupid. The story was awful. I mean, it's not the worst story in the world. I'll give it credit for that, but it's still bad. Yeah, bad. Waste of time. Colossal waste of time. Hoo-hoo! I'm the FanFic Critic. I read it, you listen. And I need to bust some skulls.